So I was almost about to call the game, reread a couple things just to make sure, and won't end up actually. I thought the Syrians, the Arabs, had 7 victory points. They only have 6. They have 3 up here. They have 3 down here. I was counting this one, and then I realized that they're actually out of supply. So that doesn't count. They'll get this one next turn, that's almost guaranteed. So then they'll be at 7. And then I was thinking there were only 6 victory point hexes for the Israelis. This guy's been parked down here. He's on top of a blue one. I realize that's why he's there. So it's, I guess, 8 and 7. There's 3, 6, 7, 8. So I guess 9 for the Syrians, and then 7 for the Israelis. Not sure what I'll do if they can get these guys in supply, or really get someone who's in supply over there and take that hex. If they can get this one in there at 8, I don't know if it's worth playing out the game, because there wouldn't be any chance of winning. At the end of next turn, we start rolling for ceasefire, and then there's a lot of turns after that, just kind of slugging it out. I tend to not like that aspect in games, especially historical games. I understand, but I don't think it definitely didn't last that long. So that's where we are now. They just wore these guys out. Same thing over here. The reinforcements that came up here actually went over here, and they're split here and here. These guys are going to get beat up. They're being pestered. The Israelis might need to do something to figure out how to block supply. Maybe coming in here. And here kind of thing, just to block those roads. If the headquarters can't get to the anti-tank ditch via a road, they have to be within 3 hexes of a road, and once they get to a road they can trace back. But if all those road hexes in here next to the River Jordan, then they're kind of stuck. That's where it is now. Big push by the Syrians. Although the Israelis, they already have 4 victory points. So if they can hold at 6, they'd be really playing for a tie. But they don't really have much coming. They have another little stack here, but neither side really has too much else coming. So that's where it is. I'll come back again, and it'll probably be the last one. I'm not really sure how much longer this is going to last. So I misspoke before. I was talking about this guy getting a victory point. The Israelis hadn't had their turn yet, cut him off of supply, kind of messed up this whole area for these guys. So that's only 5 victory points that the Arabs are at. And I somehow got the Syrian reinforcements a turn ahead. So these Israelis, I think, came on in turn 7. They were only supposed to come on in turn 8, and I'm not sure. I think my table must have gotten bumped and everything shifted, and I snagged stuff that I wasn't supposed to. And also the turn 6 Israeli reinforcements sat down here for a turn. So that kind of hurt them a little bit. They had a heck of a time getting across the river anyway. This hex is giving them trouble. This hex too, the defender gets I think times 3 to their defense right here, so that's pretty tough little hex there. Assyrians have clearly declared they pulled a Santa Anna and declared victory, and they're pulling back for the most part. They're going to try to get this hex counted and get that hex, and then probably start a general retreat. I think they feel like they made their point, and these little pockets of Israelis are kind of scary. They only have 2 victory point hexes of theirs unoccupied. I think they are going to try to get there. Not sure if they're going to be able to make it. So we'll see how it plays out. It seemed pretty dire for the Israelis. It's seeming a little bit better now. The board's opening up again too, which kind of reinvigorated me. So yeah, what actually things moving, and it's not just grinding over 3 or 4 hexes. We'll continue. Turn 10 at the Israeli movement phase. I think this might be my last turn of this. It's gotten to a spot where I'm pretty sure the Syrians are secured in their victory. They just knocked the Israelis out of that victory point hex and that one right there. So they currently have 3. Oh, they've knocked them out of this one too. So the Israelis only have 3. That one's out of supply and can't conceivably, well, I guess this guy moving into that empty hex could clear that zone of control for supply purposes. But still, that's 4 to the Syrians 5. They don't. The Syrians actually have more coming on. I saw the stacks lined up, and I think I was distracted by that really early one. And the rules and the actual conflict, the Israelis hit back pretty hard. I don't know if I played them wrong. Yeah. I think I'll just do my summation now while I'm rolling. I don't know if I spent too much time with the Israelis down here. The Syrians plugged it up pretty well. Maybe I stupidly brought the guys that came on here. There was that big stack. I think I brought them up here to defend up here. They probably should have just come in here to hit. Like this hex, if the Syrians get this hex, I don't know if you can see them because it's green right there, but that one, that's defense times 3. So you're attacking with 1 stack because you can't attack. Well, you can't move across this bridge to get there. So this is pretty secured. This one and this one and this one are a little bit less so. And they moved in a little bit late. These hexes are already clogged. So I think that might have been on me playing the Israelis. Usually when I'm playing, I'm rooting for one side or the other. I think I talked about it in my Tide at Sunrise. I was wanting the Japanese to win. I don't think they did. I don't even think they got a draw. This game, I was kind of just... in the rules, they talk about the Syrians need to hit hard and hit early. So I did that. And I think maybe I was too lax with the Israelis, thinking they were going to have this Behemoth come on and attack. They don't have that, at least from what I saw. The half tracks come on, I think, in turn 8. I didn't ever use them because all these infantry units are stuck down here digging around with these guys. That might have been bad on me too, but they come on in one of these hexes. So if these are all plugged, there's nothing for them to do except pound their heads against these walls. Now these guys are out of supply, thanks to this guy here and this guy here. But that happened, I think, just 2 turns ago. It takes a while to wear down units in this game. I mean, even up here, we had a force of, I think, 60-something, maybe 50-something, against I think it must have been 16, and it still took, I think, two turns to wear them out. Same thing over here. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna call it. I don't really feel like the Israelis can dislodge the Syrians can set up a pretty good defense around this and this, especially this one. There's fortifications in there for them to get into. I don't like slogging it out because then it will make me not want to play the game. I'm happy with where it is. If you see things I did wrong or saw opportunities I didn't see, please let me know. That's kind of why I post these videos, to get, when I'm playing by myself, I'm going to play like myself. So I like to see what other people think and what other people do. If I played something wrong, if I, rules wise or in the spirit of the game wise, please let me know. I just don't see, especially if it goes to 17 potentially, I'd pull my hair out. I think opposed, that'd be fun because you're scrambling or scrapping to try to get stuff. It's not that for me. I don't have that suspension of personality to do that. So I think we'll leave it there. Great game, like I said, first in the series that I've played. It made me go pre-order the Mighty Endeavor, which they just put back up. I wouldn't mind getting Rock of the Marne. It's served with the third ID. I've always been kind of interested in the second Battle of Marne. What else? Guadalajara. It opened up. I think I spoke about how I think I used the word grindy, and I like that word. It was along the tank ditch. Once the breakthrough happened, it opened up. There was still some congestion in here. There was more going on, and then especially once these hexes fell, it really opened up, and now it's I think it's so spread out that we'll just leave it there. Anyway, yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.